What is your perspective on every once in a while switching up the polarity? So she takes the masculine player every
Yep,
once in a
yep, yep.
while, you play the feminine just so you can see the part of your partner that you would never be able to actually even know exists if you were
Mm.
always playing the same roles and polarity.
Yeah, yeah. Well, honestly, we constantly go a little bit back and forth,
Hmm.
constantly, because we both have masculine and feminine. Understanding that men have profound, deep, deep feelings, but nature and our instinct says, shut the hell up. Don't show your weaknesses. Don't show your feelings because people will use it against you. Right? Even don't share your strengths. Men will be like black belt karate dudes and don't tell anybody because they're going to
Yeah.
surprise you with it. They're going to surprise you. Go ahead, come at me, see what happens to you, right? Like, so we would call we hold everything back naturally. We're stoic. We don't share what's going on inside of us because part of it is protection. Part of it is um, not not knowing my weaknesses and on my strength. So there's a solidness to that. But women want us to share our feelings with them, right? Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing, right? Because women, because of their essence of the nature of women to um, they're so aware of everything that could go wrong. This is why I want to put it, right? That if you're not, if you don't talk to her, she's wondering what you're thinking. Are you still liking her? Are you thinking of leaving her? Are you thinking of talking to another girl? Who are the women you're talking to at work? Like, and what do you tell them about me? And so, right, there's kind of a bit of an obsession. It's a little bit neurotic. No, straight up neurotic about women constantly questioning their man and this commitment. And, is he, if, right? So, um, that's kind of built in. It's natural kind of thing, but we don't know this. So for us, stoic is the go-to to stay safe, right? And to be solid and to should not show our weaknesses. But for them, they want to know what's going on inside because, right? They don't know. So if you don't talk to her and share with her sort of some of the things that you're thinking more than feeling, I'm going to get that to a second, right? You want her to know what's going on when you're quiet. You want her to know, well, I'm a little bit off right now. I had this long day of work and we have this problem that I'm not sure I'm going to solve. Love you. It's not you. I'm just sort of caught up in that. Oh, now she knows. She's fine. Right? But we tend to say nothing. And women
Hmm.
think that makes us shallow and cold, indifferent to them, right? Self-centered. No, it's often we get stuck in our heads. That's part of being masculine. So to share a little bit of what's like when you're out, especially when you're out of sort, to share with her, it's not you, it's what I'm going through kind of thing, will appease her, questioning, neurotic kind of, is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Is it trying to, right? However, I want to say this, right? In our culture now, trying to make men vulnerable and talkative and sweet and good boys, because women will ask, please, what are you thinking? Share your feelings with me. How do you feel about me? That's all fine. But men, I do a lot of men's work, and that's what men's work is for. Only a man can help a man with his men problems. So you can be vulnerable, you could cry like you and your buddy, right? This like all the stuff that haunts you, that destroys you, that you're struggling with, having been, betrayed or, like your relationship with yourself, your sexuality, like all these things that men go through, it has to be processed with other men. And that's again, only men can help men with their men problems. So I encourage men to get into communities of mentoring, men mentoring. There's all over the planet. There are mentoring groups of men everywhere where you'll be invited to, and just because men on men are like this, will will mentor you, will support you, whatever, right? Whatever you're going through, this is what we do. We love you before we even know you. You're a man who's struggling. We understand. We all struggle. We need each other. Boom. It's a beautiful formula, right? The mistake that men make is to share their doubt, their feelings, their lack of feeling strong with their women. Women say, I want you to share your feelings with me. But when he does share his fears, when he feels inadequate, when he feels incapable, cave woman, because it's an instinct again, sees him as weak. And often women will lose respect for the man.
Hmm.
So it's not that men don't have deep feelings, profound feelings, but the idea of dumping that on your girl is a kiss of death in a relationship. She will not be able to respect you if she sees you as weaker than her. If she has to hold you up, if she has to support you, if she has to mother you emotionally, she loses it. So women say, we want sweet, sensitive, men, who are in touch with their feelings. No, you don't. Absolutely not. It doesn't work. It destroys the relationship. What you want is a masculine man who's in touch with your feeling. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying?
So this is interesting. So,
isn't it?
Because I've felt exactly what you're talking about before, and I call it bleeding out. So when you are sharing your feelings, oh man, I'm so scared and a lot of the time when I've done that in the past, there's been a subconscious indication of essentially, I want you to become my mother right now and nurture me.
Yep.
Now, what I'm in the process of doing with myself is cultivating the ability to share my emotions, but taking full responsibility and ownership for them. And maybe even saying, and I'd love your perspective on this after, like one thing I want to develop, because my number one thing with my life is authenticity. Is like, I don't like, it's more of like a philosophy, but I don't like the idea of hiding things from people. Right. And I'm not saying you're saying hiding things, but it's like, I'm like, I want to be able to stand wherever I'm at right now. So if I'm afraid, can I stand in that fear and to be responsible for it and not ask people to help me with it? I think that, from my experience, is where it gets into weakness, is when you're sharing an emotion with the hope that the other person protects you, nurtures you, maybe even helps you with it, or does. I think the problem is when you share your feelings with the hope that they will do something to alleviate whatever you're feeling.
Ta-da.
Where in my experience, I actually feel very powerful sometimes admitting my fear, like, hey, I'm fucking terrified right now. But it's like, there's like, this is my responsibility. This is the thing I'm dealing with. I know I'm going to be okay. And I think a part of this too comes into our relationship with God, universe, source, higher self, inner self, spirit, like whatever that thing is. I think because my number one thing I'm doing right now in my life, and me and you have had deep conversations about this, is developing my connection with this deeper part of myself. Because once I'm rock solid with my relationship with my higher self, inner self, or whatever, then it doesn't matter what I'm dealing with, what I'm anxious about, what I am afraid of, because I know that, hey, I chose this life. I chose this destination. I know I'm protected. I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I know if I have $2 in the bank, I'm meant to have $2 right now because this is the path I chose for myself, and everything has led to this moment. And so I think when I have an unshakable belief in myself, in the higher order of things, then I no longer need nurturing in the same way from people. Yes, it's beautiful to be in pain and someone to just give you a hug. That's beautiful. That's also beyond needing somebody. It's just the endorphins. It's the oxytocin. It's the oxytocin, the chemistry, and everything. So I think, like, because I know there's a lot of relationship coaches I've listened to where I've always felt a little bit off. I'm like, okay, I feel like I need more authenticity than pretending I'm something that I'm not in this moment. If you guys want to check out another clip from this episode, click here. And if you want to check out more clips on this topic, click here. And if you want to check out the full episode that this clip is taken from, you can click the link in the description below. And that's it. So I'll see all of you in the next one.